Hey everybody, Adam here. Hope everyone's doing well. So we're going to do a bit of a science experiment today. I'm out here by the new house that I'm building, and I'm going to see if I can build a smokeless fire pit over here using nothing but really cheap building materials. Okay, so these are the materials I'm working with. I've got 20 concrete blocks, 10 concrete caps for those blocks, and 13 feet of copper tubing. First thing I need to do is I need to clear out a spot for this to go. Then I'm going to dry fit everything together, and then we'll pick it up from there. Okay, so here's where we're at so far. Just a simple square. No reason to make things complicated. So now that I've got everything roughly put together, it's time to start doing the really important stuff. First, I need to begin sealing everything, all of the gaps in between the blocks. Though I think these gaps down here along the bottom I'm going to leave open to allow fresh air to come into the bottom of the fire without the need for any kind of additional vents down there. So I'll probably just seal everything from that second layer up. Then what I have to do is, along the bottom, I need to drill lots of holes. Those are going to be my fresh air intakes. And then along the top, on the inside, I have to drill lots of tiny holes. And those are going to supply that fresh air to the top of the fire, which is going to create the secondary combustion that should hopefully get rid of the smoke. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to those steps now, and then I'll check back when I'm done. Okay, I'm back. And oh my god, it's colors. What happened? So my wife really wanted me to paint it, and I'm a cool guy, so I was like, yeah, it's cool, I'll paint it, I guess. So yeah, painted it. Took a little detour. Painting is totally optional. It's just for looks. It's, you know, it doesn't do anything else. So it's up to you whether you want to paint it or not, if you decide to make one of these. So what I did here is I sealed up the large gaps on the inside. God, my hands are dirty. Sorry about that. I just finished working on this thing. So I sealed up the gaps on the inside with gasket sealer for stove pipes. It's this stuff right here. You can get a tube of this stuff at any hardware store online for less than $5. I didn't even use the whole tube. I locked down the caps with concrete patch. I already had a container of it, so I figured why not. It's easy, I don't have to mix anything. Of course you could use mortar mix. That's a lot cheaper and you'll get a lot more. It's up to you. And then I drilled 32 holes around the top inside and inserted these copper tubes into them. I cut the copper tubing down into 3-inch pieces. 13 feet was way more than I needed, but that's all they had at my hardware store, so I just went with it. 8 feet would have been exactly enough. But yeah, so, and let me just give you some tips here. If you don't have a hammer drill, which I don't, or a drill press, which I don't, drilling into concrete with an ordinary power drill is pretty difficult. I really recommend using a good masonry bit. See over here I have this kit of bits. It's like one of those, you know, 150 bits for $20. But this is what happened when I used the masonry bits that came in that kit. Broken and melted, and didn't even get like half the job done before I ruined both of these, and it was hard. It was like way harder than it should be. So I really recommend getting a bit like this with a carbide tip and just like a higher quality, better built bit. It made the job a lot easier. And so the concept here is that, my hypothesis, if you will, is that copper is one of the best heat conductors. So those copper tubes should get very hot very fast, should create a lot of suction, and air should get pulled up and through them and get superheated as it passes through them, so the oxygen can bust instantly as it goes across the top of the fire, which will create the secondary combustion needed to burn up the smoke. I originally planned on putting fresh air intake holes down at the bottom here. I'm not sure if that's completely necessary because we've got a pretty decent air gap all the way along here between these two layers of block. Should be pretty easy for air to get sucked into these cells. We'll see. I'm going to test it out. This is just an experiment after all, so yeah, be experimental. So I'm going to make a test fire and see how it works. If it doesn't work the way I want it to, then probably tomorrow, because I'm sick of working on this thing right now, I'll just come back and I'll air seal everything all around, and I'll make some intake holes and some supply holes on the inside along the bottom, and then it should definitely work. But if it doesn't, then I'll just make a really big fire in it and throw myself in there. So this has been going for about 20 minutes now, maybe 30, and it's really efficient now. I think everything had time to heat up, so it's working very well. There's no smoke at all, and we got a little bit of smoke. So this grate, this old steel grate, we just happened to have this and it just conveniently fit. That was just serendipity. It wasn't planned or anything. It had a ton of rust on it, as you can see. So when we first put it on, some smoke started coming off of it. I was a little nervous, and then I realized, oh, it's just the rust burning off. Yeah, so success. Oh, well, really important, I forgot to mention, I added 4 fresh air intake holes on the south facing and north facing side. I think that improved it a lot as well, because we get most wind from the southwest and also from the northeast. So this is where the breeze likes to go.